So when we talk about reflection of waves, we usually think of light waves, but remember that reflection and refraction, both of them, are properties as one of the basic properties of all waves. So whether you're actually talking about light or whether you're talking about, I don't know, X-rays or microwaves or something like that, all waves can be both reflected and refracted. The example we usually use is light, so I'm going to still do that, right? So the idea is that if I have a reflective surface here, and I'm putting it at an angle for a reason. So let's say that this is a mirror, right? The idea is that using the law of reflection, we can predict if we have a wave that's coming in here at a certain angle, then we can predict where that's going to bounce back off. And so the way you do this is the first thing you do is anytime you're faced with a reflection or a refraction is you draw an imaginary line that's called the normal. And you do that, the normal is always drawn 90 degrees or perpendicular from the surface you are interested in. So this is my surface, it's at an angle, right? So I'm going to turn it here so that it looks straight, and that way it's easy for me to draw a pretty close to 90 degrees, right? So this is 90 degrees. This forms a right angle right here, and this is called the normal. And it's always perpendicular to the surface that you're worried about. All right, so now that I have my normal, it's drawn there at 90 degrees, then I find my angle of incidence, and that is here. So where the light wave comes in, it's always between the light wave and the normal. So this is called the angle of incidence. And the idea is that the angle of incidence is always equal for reflection. It's very easy. The angle of incidence equals the angle of reflection. And so when you draw it, right? So this looks, I don't know, maybe 50 degrees or something like that. All right. And so I'm going to again turn it here so that I can do this. The idea is that this angle has to be equal to the angle over here. There it goes. Sorry, the marker was drying out. All right. And so this over here, again, always between the normal and the wave itself, this is the angle of reflection. Oh, and I've got things that all strange. Speaking of angles, strange angles here. So this is your angle of reflection and the angle of incidence. And for reflection, then they are always the same. That's it. That's your rule. Okay.